Steven teased in the latest live stream that the Ashes of Creation map was going to have a significant update. I thought I would talk about everything currently known about the map, my own very early theory crafting ideas about the map, and at the end, I will speculate what these changes he is talking about could be. I used a lot of resources for this one, not just the wiki. The resources are in the description. So here's what we know about the map in its current form. The map on the official wiki has a grid layout on it. There are 34 horizontal boxes and 24 vertical boxes for a total of 816 boxes. The total area of the map, ocean, and land masses included is 480 square kilometers. Another 100 square kilometers are possible in the underrealm. So using this information, we can estimate the size of the landmass. A great forum post from 2020 used Photoshop to count pixels and estimate the landmass size. Using this, the landmass is estimated to be 222.6 square kilometers, or roughly 46% of the total size of the map. With that, we also know there are 103 nodes. We also know the nodes will not be on the open water, but there will be some influence over the nearby water. So I added 5% to the 222.6 to get an area of 233 square kilometers that would be under the influence of the nodes. Divide that by 103 nodes and the average node size would be roughly 2 kilometers per node. Then on the world map there are 816 boxes on the grid, as I said before, so the square kilometers of each tile is 0.588. This means each node is roughly 3.5 tiles. So this is the average size of a node on the world map. If you look at the nodes demonstration on the wiki, this seems to be pretty close to the size the nodes are on there. We don't know the run speed in Ashes, or really very many MMOs for that matter, but people were able to figure out the actual run speed in World of Warcraft. The WoW run speed is 7 kilometers per hour, so if you assume that each continent is roughly 11 kilometers by 10 kilometers, running across one continent would take almost 1.5 hours. So it is big for sure, and with very minimal fast travel in this game, that matters a lot. Of course, Ashes of Creation is going to have a massive amount of mounts with a lot of variation in speed on those mounts. But let's keep it simple and assume a player can somewhat easily obtain a mount that increases their speed to be double their run speed. Now we are still looking at 45 minutes to run across one continent on a mount, still massive. And a huge consideration is there is very minimal fast travel in Ashes. There will be some instances where it could be possible, such as the scientific node metropolis superpower and with family summons, but in general it will not be possible to fast travel. So the size of this world truly does matter a great deal. To put the size into perspective, there was a fantastic video by YouTuber Mr. Fire that compared the world size of several popular games. Here's how far in that video you would have to be before Ashes of Creation would be in the video. The only MMO in this video that is bigger is Lord of the Rings Online, with an insane 77,000 square kilometers map size, but that size is completely negated by fast travel being prevalent. Then you look at MMOs like World of Warcraft pre-Burning Crusade that had a fair amount of fast travel, and the world was much smaller at 207 square kilometers, and you start to realize how large this world truly is. Using the information about the tile size and the size of the various alpha testing maps that has been done, I can show you the size of each alpha in relation to the size of the world map. One thing that is weird to me is that the Alpha 1 map is supposed to be the northwest part of the world map. I can't make it fit perfectly on the world map anywhere. This is the best fit I can get for it, but some of the other elements don't line up very well. This little archipelago lines up better here, and the volcano is way down in the southwest part of the world map, not the northwest. And the Alpha 1 map overlay is to the scale that we know the Alpha 1 map size was. A few other details that we know about the map before I get into some map speculation, and then a guess as to what the map changes could be. The starting locations are also labeled on the map, with the divine gateways being the circle and the starting locations as the white diamonds. There are 4 divine gateways, each of which leads to 2 starting locations. In addition to the regular nodes, there are 5 castles, each of which has 3 nodes of their own, but these nodes overlap the regular nodes. We have no idea where the castle nodes will be, but my guess is they will be somewhat equal distance apart and not near the starting locations. So I'm showing a guess I made as to where they could be based on this limited information. We have also seen the names of the regions of Vera, as I am showing here. With that, we recently saw the Riverlands biome, which Steven said is the largest zone of Alpha 2. We know that the Alpha 1 map is in the northwest part of the map, so we have seen a lot of the western continent at this point. It is hard to say what other areas will be in Alpha 2, but with the Riverlands being the biggest zone, I think that rules out the Alpine Mountains in Alpha 2, as that zone seems arguably larger than the Riverlands, which means I think the Alpha 2 map might be more focused on the western continent, including the Alpha 1 area and maybe the far western archipelago zone called the Magical Forest from the eastern continent. With the seasons update, we also learned that the Riverlands biome would have all 4 seasons, but some regions would not see all 4 seasons. This to me means the map follows the traditional idea of the equator of the world being halfway on the vertical axis. Since the Riverlands is south of the equator, it would therefore see all 4 seasons. So this could mean these zones could be nice places to have nodes developed in order to have a local base in an area that might have a lot of diversity of resources. Also, being somewhat centrally located in the map might be a great place for your metropolis node, so I could see the Magical Forest area being a prime location for a metropolis node. In fact, I wonder what reason anyone would have to make a metropolis towards the edge of the map, especially the northern and southern edge, considering they will not have the seasonal changes and they are not located in a nice centralized area of the map. I think for balance purposes, it might be that these areas are the ones that have rare materials or certain material in abundance that is scarce in other places. The zones with only 1 season might have seasonal materials for that particular season in abundance. Zones near the center part of the map might have a bit more resource scarcity. As for some guesses as to what the significant update to the map might be, one is simply that they might increase the overall size of the map a bit, since the upgrade to UE5 might have made world building much faster, or they could just be realigning things to make the Alpha 1 map fit properly into the world map, or it could be a lot bigger with a major realigning of the world map to fit better with the seasonal system. So the northern part of the world seems to fit a northern climate fairly well, but the southern part does not fit it as well with the Asian and jungle zones. The rest of the map, I think, makes sense from a traditional geographical perspective regarding seasons. The Alpine Mountains, due to the altitude, I could see being mostly in the winter season, despite some of it being on the equator. Other than that, I really don't know what else it could be, but I am curious to find out. Once we get the map changes, I will probably do an update. As always, if you like these deep dives, consider subscribing. I still have plenty of things on my video list to cover. I never run out of ideas, it seems, but if there is something you would really like me to cover about Ashes of Creation or any of the other MMOs I have been covering on this channel, please let me know in the comments section. And if you like these deep dives, consider subscribing. With that, I will see you in the next video.